first lock of today. Beautiful morning. We're all filing in, the herd of us. Happy Giraffes herd. It's kind of fun. Never been a part of a herd before. It's a new word for flotilla. It's fun. Those guys are coming in behind out of the marina. Here we go. Good morning, little bird. Big bird. On the shore. Coming up to the Howell Heflin Lock and Dam. This is our last lock for today, and we have two more, like one more tomorrow and one more the day after, I think, and then we're gonna break from locks for a while. They've been interesting and fun, though. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're headed into our Anchorage tonight, just below the Heflin Lock and Dam. The sun is bright, but it is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning in here. Peaceful. It's going to be a very nice Anchorage.
Come on, Spider. Get on here. Let's show the land. Good job. All right, sit down. Good boy. There.
Don't let them knock your paddle in. You'll be up a creek.
Up a creek, literally?
Yeah. Now you got a current. How's this going to go?
Good till he jumps off.
I think after almost a month since the traumatic event, I'd be able to talk about it and laugh, but this amazing day turned terrifying night is still hard to come to grips with. Imagine a peaceful Anchorage, no phone reception, kids on shore exploring with Dad while I finished dinner. Peaceful until the radio went off. Silver linings, are you there? I jump to the radio and answer. I'm told our paddleboard is floating away from shore. The most amazing and helpful boat, and I are desperately screaming and honking our horns for Randy, who cannot hear us. I was pacing up and down and around the boat, and each time I peered out the window, I watched the paddleboard ever so slowly float further and further away. It's starting to get dark. No sign of Randy at shore yet. I decide I have no choice but to swim for the paddleboard because I am unable to deploy the dinghy alone. I tear through my drawers to find my nastiest swimsuit, cursing about how the last thing I want to do is swim in the dark, murky waters, because anyone who knows me well knows I only swim in water I can see through. Now I'm rummaging through a cupboard for a proper swimming life jacket, one that won't inflate when I hit the water. Just before I jump in, I decide I better tell the helpful, friendly voice on the radio what I'm doing so someone knows to come looking for me if I don't return and doesn't worry if they can't reach me by radio. She replies, sweetie, you can't swim in these waters. It's not safe. What? Panic heightens for me. What am I going to do now? I managed to get a hold of another anchored looper who has Starlink and answered their phone. They tried helping by way of radio, cell phoning other loopers anchored, but remember, if they don't have Starlink on, they aren't getting a phone call. While they're doing that, a late arrival looper is meandering by to anchor for the night. I flagged them down with my flashlight and explained my dire situation. With my voice shaking and fear in my face, I say, "My family is stranded on shore and I cannot get them. Would you please retrieve the paddleboard now about 200 feet past my boat, or bang on the boat with the dinghy deployed ahead to get their attention?" They nodded, said they'd listen to the radio, and proceeded to ensure they dropped anchor before it got any darker. What? Up until this point, I've never had another boater be anything but head over heels helpful. At this point, I started breathing deeper to hold back the tears. And guess who finally appears at shore to realize the paddleboard is not there? Yep, Randy and the kids. Helpful Boat, who is closest to the shore, tells him we're working on locating a dinghy to retrieve them and not to swim due to the alligators. He also can't walk the shore because it's a cliff and, well, alligators. Just then I see a tiny green and red light circling around the area I could last see the paddleboard before darkness overtook the night. It was one of the bass boats we had seen several all day due to a bass tournament. As he gets near me, I wave flashlights at him and flag him down. I ask him to please take to shore before my family stranded on shore. He obliged, but guess what? No paddle. Thankfully, the kind soul delivered my family and the board to the boat. I could breathe now. I packed up a thank you bag of no-bake cookies, airplane bottles, and some cash. Of course, Randy had the greatest adventure yet. Me, well, let's just say I wasn't in the greatest of moods after the last couple of hours. Just as I'm ready to crash from the adrenaline rush, one of the carbon monoxide alarms went off. Really? Truly nothing was running that should or could cause carbon monoxide, but I still slept with the back door and windows open to ensure we had airflow. Turned out it was a faulty equipment, but since then I've purchased a handheld rechargeable tester that gives actual numbers instead of just an alarm, so I know for certain we are safe. Interestingly, the kids, especially Ember, was very worried about me and kept asking to check on Mommy while on land, even though they had no clue what was unfolding aboard Silver Linings. It's as if she knew I had just had the longest 2 hours of our entire trip. Maybe someday I will laugh and joke about this night, but for now I'll count my blessings and reflect on the lessons learned.